Hey guys, it's me, Devin, and today I have a very special video for you. And this video is for the Book Shimmy Awards Readathon. Basically, the girls at Epic Reads, who are from HarperCollins Publishing, every week on Wednesdays at 4:30, they do a live chat for about 45 minutes, depending on what they're talking about. And it's just a time to have fun, get nerdy, and talk about books that are releasing that week, maybe some movies. So it's a whole fun time. So the beginning of last month, they had their annual Book Shimmy Awards. Now what it is basically they have all of their followers create different categories, just like a normal award show like the Oscars. And then they pick, let's say, 12 to 16 categories. And then after the categories are picked, all of the crumpets, or the fans of tea time, nominate books for each category. Now after the nominations are done, we also vote on the top 8 and the top 4, I believe, or something like that. And then we also vote for the winner. So it is an award show created, voted on, and the winners are chosen all by the fans, which is really cool. So the last week of nominations, I came up with an awesome idea, and I put it in the comments section during tea time to see if anyone would do it. And I basically said, hey, wouldn't it be cool to have a readathon dedicated to all the books that win the Book Shimmy Awards? And a bunch of people were really excited about it. So I created a Goodreads group, and I will leave the link in the description bar below, which is basically just called the Book Shimmy Awards Readathon. So basically the idea of this readathon is just to read whatever books won for their categories. So what's going to happen is I'm just going to list all of the books that won, and then I'm going to talk about the rules and guidelines. I'm not going to go into depth of what the book is. I might say fantasy or whatever, but most of you guys know what these books are because they were the most popular fan-voted books for this year. So these are all the books that won. The first book is Snow Like Ashes by Sarah Rosh, To All the Boys That Loved Before by Jenny Han, Panic by Lauren Oliver, Heir of Fire, which is the third book to the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J. Maas, Isla and the Happily Ever After, which is the third book to Anna and the French Kiss, For A Divergent Collection by Veronica Roth, Ignite Me by Tahara Mafi, which is the third book to the Shatter Me trilogy, The Young Elites by Marie Lu, 1,000 Pieces of You by Claudia Gray, The One, which is the third book to the Selection trilogy by Kiera Cass, City of Heavenly Fire, which is book 6 to the Mortal Instruments series by Cassandra Clare, We Were Liars by E. Lockhart, and the final book, which I do not have, is Mockingjay, their third book to the Hunger Games trilogy by Suzanne Collins. Now I'm going to leave a link in the description bar below to the Tea Time episode where they did the Book Shimmy Awards, where you can see all the nominees and what books won for what category. So the first thing you need to know is it takes place between January 1st and January 31st, so the whole month is dedicated to reading these winners of the awards. Second thing you need to know is the book that won isn't the book you have to read. Let me clarify that. Cassandra Clare's City of Heavenly Fire won an award. But I, however, only read the first book in the series. So how can I read the sixth book if I've only read the first book? That doesn't mean I can't read a book by her anyway. What it means is whichever book in that series or trilogy or whatever that you have read up to, just read the next book. So I read the first book, so I'm going to read the second book, City of Ashes. If you already read the fourth book, you can read the fifth book. Or if you've never started the series, this is your chance to start it. So you're not being forced to read an entire trilogy just to read that last book. Just read one book by that author in that trilogy or series and you'll be good. The third thing you need to know is we are trying to figure out a hashtag for this for Twitter, and since Book Shimmy Awards Readathon was really long, we were trying to come up with something shorter, and one of the girls, I will leave her name here because I kind of forget, in the Goodreads group suggested we just use hashtag BSAT. I was going to use Book Shimmy Awards Readathon, and while you're reading and you want to see what everyone else is reading, you can just use that hashtag and connect with all the people. You also, like I said, there is a Goodreads group, and I have posted all the folders for every book in all the series. So depending on what book in that series you are reading, you can just click that folder and you can share your thoughts after you read it without being spoiled for the other books. If you would like, for the Hunger Games, because that won for Best Book-to-Movie Adaptation, you could also read the book and watch a movie. So if you've never read the books, read the first book, and then watch the first movie. And the fourth thing I want to talk about, I kind of just thought up on my own a little while ago. But if you are a avid Tea Time watcher, you know that a while ago they did this thing called Tea Time Rewind, where they challenged their viewers to do a video after the Tea Time episode talking about their feelings on that episode, answering questions of the day or questions of the week, what book they're most anticipating that just got released, any of the discussions they had, whether it was fan castings for whether or not it was who got casted for the new book-to-movie adaptation, what they think of this person's new trilogy, and so on and so forth. And they kind of stopped doing it because there wasn't that many people doing them as a response. I did one or two myself, so I decided to bring it back. I'm still going to call it the Tea Time Rewind, but instead of talking about your favorite releases that week or the next movie that's coming out, if you have a YouTube channel, or even if you don't, just film yourself after the readathon ends, so you can film yourself the February 1st, February 3rd, whenever you have time, and just put the camera in front of you and just talk about what you thought about the readathon. What your favorite book was, what your least favorite book was. Do you think it was a good readathon? What would you have changed? Anything else you want to talk about that involved this readathon, just go ahead and do it. And then when you're done making the video, you can just post a link to it in the folder for the Tea Time Rewind, and that way everyone can watch each other's videos and see what they thought of the readathon, what they read, what they didn't read. That way I can get feedback, and so can the girls at Epic Reads, because they're also a moderator of this page, to see whether or not we want to do a different kind of readathon throughout the year, or maybe do another Book Shimmy Awards readathon next year when the awards come out. If you guys have any comments or suggestions or anything, just leave them in the comments below in this video, or click on the Goodreads group where this video will also be posted, and you can go to the folders there and leave your input there. So I hope you guys are excited about this, as I am. So that is all for today, but I just wanted to make sure everyone knew what was going on. So yeah, basically 1 month to read as many books as you want from the list of winners of the Book Shimmy Awards. That's all it is. Read some good books, talk about it, and just have some fun for an entire month. So that will be all. I will see you guys soon with another video, and I hope you guys enjoy. Happy readings. Bye.